Let's be honest, the only reason I'm showing you guys a July flip through right now is because I did not have the mental capacity to think of a different intro for this video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my August 2021 Plan With Me. Here on my channel, I like to post bullet journal content like monthly setups and challenges and also productivity stuff. So if anything sounds interesting to you, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button and also click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. So now let's get right into the video. I know I say this every time, but I truly can't believe that it's already August. I am really excited to set up my bullet journal this month. Last month, I did a poppy theme as you just saw in the flip through, and as much as I enjoyed it and the color palette was really out of my comfort zone, so it was fun to play with, I was getting a little bored by the end of the month and wanted to spice things up a little bit. I was thinking of different challenges I could give to myself and different things that I haven't done in my bullet journal before, and I came across the idea of drawing a complete spread without a black ink or any line art. Specifically last month, if you saw my July Plan With Me, which I will link up in the card and in the description box below, I used a black line art for literally every single thing I drew and colored it in later with a Tombow brush pen. But I've been seeing some pictures all across Pinterest where people do their bullet journal spreads with no black ink or no line art, and I've also tried it before in a bullet journal that I make for my family members. So I decided it was high time that I try this in my bullet journal since I haven't done anything similar since maybe July of 2020. Here on the setup, as you can see, I'm drawing out this theme of cherries. And to be completely transparent, I actually picked this color scheme not 5 minutes before I started filming. The color scheme I was going to go with was turquoise and pink, as you can see here on the screen, but I completely changed my idea to go for more of a primary colors, red, yellow, blue kind of vibe. Anyway, so I started by outlining everything in the thinner sides of all of my Tombow brush pens, and I will have a full list of the colors I'm using right here on the screen. Then afterwards, I'm going in and coloring all of the different sections in their corresponding color, and besides the fact that it looks really cool and is out of my comfort zone, can I say it was so satisfying to color in all of those cherries and leave that little white highlight. Something about the red color just really makes me happy. So really glad I decided to change the color palette this month. Along with the cherry and cherry blossoms going around, I also was inspired by my July theme last year for 2020. It was the first Plan With Me that I've ever made on my YouTube channel, and to be honest, I don't recommend going back and watching it because the video had pretty bad quality, but I did a retro 70s inspired theme, and for the longest time I've been wanting to recreate it. So this is definitely not the same thing as I did last July, but I took a couple elements that were similar, like a very similar font and the wavy lines, etc. Basically, I was trying to add more of a retro twist to this normally cherry blossom theme that I see literally everyone on the Bujo tube internet world doing. To be honest, the turnout of this cover page was not my favorite, and I think the main problem with it was because it was so saturated with the pink and red in the middle. I feel like there should have been a lot more blue and a lot more purple, and maybe some yellow mixed in with all the red and pink, and so that's why it just kind of bothers me a little bit. However, I still like the turnout, and I'm really happy with the title August and the new font that I used, because if you know me, you know that I love playing around with fonts and doing something funky instead of just using calligraphy. It's been a while since I've done a horizontal spread like this. I think the last time I did a calendar like this was back in March of 2021. Again, a video is linked in the description box below and in the card above. But I remember really liking the layout, and so I wanted to try it again for August. I must admit, spreads like this do not give you much room because you're squishing a calendar that would usually be on 2 pages into one, but a lot of my August planning is big general dates. School starts in August, and I also have guard camp up till then. If you don't know what color guard is, look it up because I don't feel like explaining it right now. But those are just big things that take multiple weeks and are not like little things that I have every day. So I really don't need that much planning space this month. Before I make the actual calendar, I'm of course decorating the edges with my usual cherries and cherry blossoms. Whenever I was first planning the theme, like I said earlier, I was thinking of going with a pink and turquoise color palette, and I figured the turquoise could substitute for the normal green that I use for the stems. However, when I switched to this more primary color palette, which by the way also reminds me of school, so kind of makes sense to pair it with August, but I decided to use the navy blue to make the stems instead of the turquoise. Either one would be different and a little more abstract than usual realistic cherries, but I think the blue really makes the cherries pop even more, and I like this decision better than if I was going to use turquoise. However, another idea I've seen is to color the cherries in the light pink and then do stems in the red, which I also think is super pretty, so that might be something that you can do if you want to recreate this theme. Like I said on the last page, I was disappointed in the amount of pink and red and not enough of the other colors, so on this spread, I'm trying to mix it up a little. I'm using a lot more yellow by making the calendar yellow, and of course the title is now blue and purple, and so I feel like the color balance is a little better. Also, can we take a second to notice the fact that I started one of the calendar lines on the wrong one, so I had to fix it halfway through. Honestly though, if I didn't mention it, I don't think anyone would notice, so maybe I'm just calling out my own mistakes, but I don't think it looks that bad. The last thing to do is just fill up any empty space on the spread with some dots and some washi tape, and of course number all the days in the calendar, and this spread is pretty much done. Tell me in the comments below what your August theme is for this month, because I'm very interested and know sometimes it's good to get inspiration from other people. So moving right along to the content page, and yes, I know it's been a long time coming, but I think I'm finally going to start making an entire spread for this. If you didn't know, I also have an Etsy shop along with my YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, the link is always down in the description box below, but I always have things going on every month and related to both of these, and so I wanted to give myself a lot more extra space to plan out everything. Looking at this now, I know I'm still not going to have enough room, and if you don't trust me, here's a picture of the entire new spread that I made in my bullet journal this past month for only Etsy related things because I didn't have enough room in the little box I made in my tracker before. So you can understand that I have a lot of planning and writing out to do, which is why I need lots of room. I think I'm going to need even more room than I have on this spread, but nevertheless, it's a good place to write all the major things like any new sticker sheets I'm planning to drop, or my YouTube content planning and what videos are being posted on which days, collaboration ideas, etc. You guys get the gist. And then although technically the page is labeled content, I do have a goals section right up at the top. I have to say my goals are usually related to my YouTube and Etsy anyway, so it kind of goes along with it. But this month, since I am starting school again, I'm probably going to add a couple more personal and academic related goals as well. In this spread too, I also tried to combine the 3 colors and mix things up a little. One tip I have for if you're not using a fine liner for your drawings and you're only using color is to really add some variety to your pages and mix things up. If all the boxes and all the titles are always in one color, then it makes the entire spread look mushy with no contrast and everything blurs together. So in comparison between the left and right spreads, there is a lot of different color, and all of the red is spaced out, all the pink is spaced out, etc. Another good thing to keep in mind is the 2 titles are 2 different colors, which means they stand out from each other and there's not too much of one color on this spread. Obviously, I learned my lesson about this a little too late because the cover page was not as successful in this area, but now that I have indeed been through it, I can tell you that this is probably something to keep in mind if you're looking to challenge yourself like I did and maybe skip the black fine liner this month. After making the spread just a little more full by adding those extra lines and dots, let's move on to the last page of the setup, which I'm officially titling The Other Page. I'm finally doing it, guys. Hate to break it to you, but I'm ditching trackers this month. My life has been so hectic recently. As much as I've tried to edit my tracking system, nothing's really working for me. If you're an old subscriber, you know that every month I try new tracking styles and different ways to track my moods, my habits, etc. But at this point, every time I go and fill in my trackers, I'm realizing I'm like 4 days behind because I don't remember to do it. And if I do, it's just kind of pointless. I never go back and see, hey, did I actually remember to take my vitamins on Tuesday, July the 24th? Don't check me on that, by the way. I don't know if July 24th was a Tuesday, but you get what I mean. They're just not doing me any good, and it's honestly a waste of time and journal space because let me tell you, I go through these spreads pretty quickly. So I decided to just completely ditch trackers this month and only keep my gratitude one, which, although it might be tedious to fill in every day, is making me more of a healthier and thankful person. Let it be known that I have officially ditched trackers, and I may come back to them, maybe, but for right now, I think I'm going to enjoy the freedom to end my journaling sessions without filling in tiny bubbles. If you are doing any trackers this month though, no hate. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. And your journal is supposed to help you and not me. So make sure that you're using your bullet journal to support you and use whatever spreads you need to make your life more organized and healthy. So what exactly am I doing on this page? Because I realized I've been rambling for very long and haven't even talked about it. On the left side, I have my gratitude log, which is kind of interrupted by this random blue swiggle that I decided to put in without really thinking about it. So after the 24th, my gratitude might have to be shortened into 2 words every day, but hey, we'll make it work. And then on the right side, I'm adding a playlist, and gasp, I know, I decided to bring back the black micron just for the words in this playlist. Please don't kill me. I decided that there was way too much color and busyness in this spread, and so I didn't have a different pen to use, so I just ended up writing all the song days with a black micron. I'm still gonna say that I kind of beat the challenge anyway, because almost every bit of this setup did not have a black fineliner in it. And yeah, so this is about as much footage as my camera got before it completely cut out, so here's the final flip through. I hope you guys really enjoyed this setup this month. I certainly did, and I'm super excited to make more spreads with this color palette. As always, if you haven't already, don't forget to go down and hit that subscribe button and join the fam. If you got to this point in this video, comment this emoji, you're a real one. Check out my Etsy shop if you're looking for any other content from me. And yeah, I will see you guys next Saturday for a new video. Toodles!